Alright, what we got here is a Logitech DiNova Mini. It's been out for over a year now, but I picked one up because this other thing caught my eye on Gadget. This what's it? Lenovo multimedia keyboard. This thing seems substantially larger than this, obviously, because it has that thing that comes down here with the trackpad. What is it called? Trackball on it, but it doesn't. Other than that, though, it's not Bluetooth. But anyway, so after many people made a comparison with this thing, so I looked into this thing and thought it was pretty sweet, so I got one at Fry's for like 120, 30 bucks after taxes. This thing is Bluetooth, like I mentioned a while ago, and it has the built-in rechargeable battery, and if you're using it in pure Bluetooth mode, you can store the dongle here, and of course connect button, and so I can use this thing with my cell phones or my laptop, but of course mainly I'm using it for XBMC, which runs on on a computer on my TV. It's very convenient for XBMC because there's a full keyboard, and full keyboard comes in handy when you have to enter in file paths, or when you're browsing and you want to jump to certain content. And of course it has these page up, page down buttons, which are great because I love paging through long lists instead of stepping through them one by one, or using a scroll pad or arrow keys. One really unique thing about this thing is, of course, its trackpad. This thing functions as a trackpad or a D-pad, depending on what mode it's in. There's a little switch up here, I don't know if you can see, and if you switch it, now it's in the trackpad mode, so it will, when I move this and you go like this, it will move the mouse around. Where is it? Don't know where it went. Anyway, it's trackpad, but when you switch it in this mode, it's a D-pad. And of course, when you press the function keys, it will toggle between those two modes. So even though you have that switch in one mode, by pressing the function key, you can quickly change the mode so you can use it as a trackpad or the G-pad. One flaw, of course, with this design is there's an OK button in the mid-center, but then again there's an OK button here. OK seems to be equivalent to enter, so why they have an OK here, an enter here, and an OK here is beyond me. Also, when you're in this mode and you are browsing, it's very easy to mistakenly press the wrong thing, because there's no tactile feel here to indicate what, if it's up or down or left or right or okay. So, but there's a very slight bulge in those areas, but it's blind, without looking at it, just by feel, it's not that easy to press the exact up or, well, I mainly seem to have trouble with OK versus down. And I frequently mistakenly press, well, especially when I started using it, pressed OK instead of down by mistake. They should have just left out OK here and just required the user to use this OK over here, because it's basically the same thing, except that it's by having 5 different functions there, it made it easier to mistakenly press the wrong key. But anyway, another nice thing is these right here, the first keys here are the volume keys, which I actually use quite frequently. Very easy to adjust the volume. I don't know if you can see the volume going up and down there, but yeah, the volume, and I actually don't use these keys that much because XBMC has key bindings for the rest of the functionality, you know, like X is stop, Z is changing the zoom, and yada yada. So I tend to use the actual keys because they're available. Why not use them? And that's, yeah, the feel of the keypad's actually pretty nice. I actually like the it, you know, it works. It feels pretty nice. The feel of the keys, it has a solid feel when you press the keys. One thing I don't like is this extra key here down here, which I'm using Linux and XBMC, so it doesn't really do anything. I guess I can map to something, but I haven't found anything useful for it. But anyway, besides that, another downside is this clamshell cover. It's actually pretty flimsy. As you can kind of hear, I'm flexing, I'm moving it left and right a bit, and you can kind of see how much wiggle room there is there. They built this thing with such a lot of extra space in this thing up here that it just feels kind of flimsy when you hold it. But in actuality, it's not doesn't seem to be that flimsy. It's just, I don't know why they gave it so much wiggle room. But besides that, if you can oversee that, it's a solid keyboard, and you know, like I mentioned, it's Bluetooth, so I can use it with anything that I would choose to. For example, with my, you can't really see it, but this is a you know, HP Mini 311, and I can run XBMC on it also, and you know, when I'm on the go, plug it into a TV and use this as its remote. So without having to use a stupid dongle, I can leave the dongle at home. So I love that it's Bluetooth. Like the battery, how it has a built-in rechargeable battery. Of course, it comes with an AC adapter. I like the keys. I like the page buttons. I semi-like this thing, the trackpad, having built into being a trackpad. Don't like this stupid clamshell. I'd rather have it not having this clam, because just to simply, you're watching something, you want to just change the volume quickly, you have to open the damn thing and then adjust the volume or something. So that's one downside, but overall it seems like a solid product to me. I'd recommend it to anyone that uses a media center type of software for their TV, because like it's worth it for me. I use XBMC all the time. So that's my review. Thanks for watching.